World War II brought on challenges for both branches of the YWCA Princeton, particularly in ways the war effort impacted youth. Under the leadership of Marjorie Harris, the Witherspoon YWCA programs flourished, including girls' reserves and adult organizations, discussion groups, vocational guidance, a world fellowship program, a group study of interracial practices within our own organization, and social dances and parties.
I think the YW provided a sense of normalcy, a sense of security, a safe space, and it also gave some light to the future. People were able to still think that there was a future. They did not lay in their depression or the sadness. It was a place for them to really experience doing positive things and being cared for, and that there are still people out there that care about what they're doing, that care about their lives and their everyday lives. And I think about our current lives as we're living now through COVID, through the war that's happening overseas. The YW has been steadfast in providing child care and providing programs still to the community. And it's given some sense of normalcy, especially to working moms, working families. We're still here, we're still thriving, and we are still looking forward to the future.
In response to growing uncertainty, stress, and general upheaval, we established a women's lounge to expand our job placement and housing services in support of military wives. The YW also collaborated with the Red Cross to send hundreds of packages containing clothing and supplies overseas.
A 1945 edition of the Princeton Herald contained testimonials from the women and girls who were familiar with the YW's work from personal experience. One testimonial was from a woman who had been involved with our organization since its inception, noting she enjoys the convenience of the rooms and the comfort of talking over her problems confidentially with the General Secretary, Mrs. Charles Link, who also helps write to her boys at the front, her English being less fluent than her Italian. She in turn enthusiastically prepares the spaghetti suppers served occasionally by the girls. She enjoys the membership meetings with their speakers from many parts of the world and the social time afterwards. I think based on that small quote, it showed that the organization provided a service that was really important to a young woman who was learning English, but it also encouraged her to give back. So we have an organization that was giving and also allowing people to themselves help the community. And it extended not just to her and the community, but to also her son. So it was her family. It's very similar to, I think, about how we are now.
In the early part of the 1940s, an Interracial Committee was formed between the Witherspoon branch and YWCA Princeton. The intent was to develop sufficient tolerance, appreciation, and understanding of each other, and to work for the things that are common for all of us.
So I went to Witherspoon School for Colored Children until what was called the Princeton Plan. And when the Princeton Plan came, I was in second grade, and I started third through fifth grade at Nassau. Nassau was for white students who were in the borough of Princeton. We had the borough and township. And the township actually paid the borough for we were colored then, for our colored students to come to Witherspoon School. So, and then as I told people, I didn't know what segregation was until they integrated the schools, because the teachers taught us differently, so we didn't have our caring colored teachers.
I think that it is very interesting as we try to understand what was happening in the 1940s. It's great that we have documents, we have materials to reference, written information. This is a booklet from 1948, and it is from their May annual meeting. And we think about what's in here. And it says, "This has been a year of change, flux, and event in the Princeton YWCA." And we understand that during this time, the integration plan had taken place, but we also have individuals that lived that experience that, they explained to us that, yes, this was the plan, it's written in here, we talk about it, we mention it, but the reality may have been a little different than what was put on paper. The intentions were placed on paper of the integration, but the fullness of it did not come until maybe later in the 1950s. This pivotal decade truly laid the foundation for the progress that would be seen in the 1950s, including the first Black leaders of the integrated YWCA Princeton. Stay tuned for our next video to learn about the women who helped make this building and the impactful work done inside all possible.